Yeah.
The importance, I just want to talk because you're a jujitsu master, you're really good at it. Just for the people that are just kind of getting into jujitsu or want to get into jujitsu, can you give me like a general three, other than just it makes you healthy, three important reasons, top three reasons why to take up jujitsu?
Yeah. Confidence. I mean, think about anything you or me or anybody's ever accomplished, like big. You had to have confidence to go forward, right?
Yeah.
That confidence, like, I think I could do this. I think I could. Because if you didn't think you could do it, you wouldn't try and you would never do it. So for kids, especially, and if you're talking about adults, I'll get to that. But kids, if you have a child between like the ages of 4 and 13, and they're not in jujitsu, in my humble opinion, you have to put them in jujitsu.
Right.
Soccer's cool, baseball's cool. I played a bunch of sports growing up, but there's nothing that's going to teach you the life skill of confidence and focus and self discipline and like just the ability to know, not oh maybe I could fight this guy and win. No, you roll with a person physically daily. You get top position. Jocko Willink wrote this awesome book, these kids books called Warrior Kids,
Yeah.
and I had my son read it, and I was like, I got to read them now, right? They're kids books, but I knew I had to read it so I could see what he's reading. But it was great because he talked about this kid who was kind of like wasn't popular, wasn't cool. He was getting bullied. So the uncle, the military uncle that came home for a summer, kind of like Mr. Miyagi him and mentored
Right.
him.
Right.
And, it was awesome. I was enjoying the story. And he's talked about, now you got to go to jujitsu class. Let's go. So he found a jujitsu school. He went, and then he was getting bullied at school. And then as he was going to jujitsu, his confidence went up. But he's like, man, the bully is so big. Like, I just don't know if I could beat him, even though he knew jujitsu. So then this big kid joins the jujitsu gym, and he's a nice kid, and everybody's nice. And he starts rolling with him, and he got beat up, beat up, beat up. And then finally he started getting the better of the big kid. And this
Right.
kid was identical size to the bully. So then he took the big kid down, mounted him, and he was like so proud of himself. And then one day the bully really started messing with him in school, and then he had the confidence to double leg him and get the top, and the bully never messed with him again. The bully ended up joining jujitsu, and they became friends. That's so could happen like to any one of your children if you're watching this. The confidence that it builds in your kid. The number one thing you can do for your kid is give them love, of course, but confidence. You see adults all around. They won't look you in the eye. They don't. They look down.
Right.
They're walking around with their shoulders shrugged. They're just not confident human beings. And their whole life kind of shows that. Like they're just doing an average. Everything's average, average, average.
Mediocre.
Yeah, mediocre. And in this day and age, like where it's normal to go to a restaurant and eat and look over and see every child in the entire place on their iPhones and their iPads, and they're like
Right. Looking down.
beat out, and they're just sedentary like lifestyle. And gym class doesn't even really make you move around too much anymore. And the only time they get exercise is recess, and they're probably on their phones during that time anyway. And then they come home, and the parents get stressed out, so they put them in front of the TV and they put them in front of the iPad. It's like, oh my gosh, jujitsu is going to save the world if kids can just get in there. So for kids, it's a no brainer. Every summer, like clockwork, it happened this past summer, the past summer before, I get text messages from my friends who are in their 50s, and all of them ask me the same thing. Hey, Matt, my daughter's about to go to college after the summer. Can you do some private lessons with her? Because I want her to be safe when she goes to college, just in case anything happens. And
Not enough though.
in my head, I think the same thing every time. It's too late, brother.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to get them in young. It has to be if some guy's going to try to rape your daughter or attack your daughter, or some
Yeah.
girl's try to bully her or attack her, it has to be second nature. It can't be, oh yeah, Matt taught me 10 lessons this summer. You can't think. You just have to do it. And the only way to just do it is to make it second nature. And the only way to make it second nature is to do it every day for years. So that's what I think. And I'm like, I said, dude, it's kind of too late, but I'll give him some awareness stuff we could talk about. I could talk about some basic things, but she's got to practice like crazy.
Yes.
She really wants it to be second nature. So kids, it's a no-brainer. Adults, I just talked about the kid who's not confident and grows up into be an adult who's not confident. And now you're an unconfident adult, and you let people walk all over you, just like you let the kids walk all over you at school. Now you're at work and you have bullies at work, and there are adult bullies. They're everywhere. And you become a people pleaser. And now that you're a people pleaser, you get taken advantage of. You're not happy. Then you what? I just saw a video today where they said 44% of adults and people are on antidepressants right now.
Right. Right.
44% of America. That's freaking half. But if they were confident, they would push towards what they want. They would fight for their dreams. They would go after it because they think they could actually might be able to do it. And they'd have purpose and passion, and they'd want to be in shape because they'd respect themselves, and they'd lift and they'd train, and They would do all this stuff, and guess what? Depression isn't going to be there. I don't care, what you say. When you have purpose and passion, and you're going for stuff, and you have confidence. How many confident, depressed people? You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So yeah, number one, that confidence,
Confidence.
just mental. It's not just physical strength, although you get crazy physical strength because you're using muscles you never used before. Every single stabilizer muscle in your body, just like wrestlers,
Yep.
you see their muscles popping out. So you're going to look better. You're going to be in shape. But your mental health, everybody forgets about the mental health. Going into jujitsu, having camaraderie. You think about these veterans that come back from war and they want to go back. Like nobody understands that mentality. Like, oh, I got to go back and help my brothers. They're still there. The mission's not done. I can't be here. I feel guilty. And they end up getting divorced, and they end up getting on medication, and sometimes they off themselves. Well, what they're missing is that band of brothers, like that camaraderie,
Right.
that team. One of my students a while back did a, what do they call it, dissertation on how jujitsu helps military veterans. And man, there was some crazy proof in there. Like there was so many interviews. Like, man, this saved me. This saved my life. I hear it all the time. Jiu-jitsu literally saved my life. Now, can you get that from other combat sports like karate and taekwondo and kickboxing? I'm sure you could. I've never, I'm not a karate guy or a taekwondo guy, but I see it all around. Even look at an adult taekwondo person who trains. They're confident, man. Like they learned respect. They learn everything, and especially the ones that started as a kid and now they're adults. They're just different people, and they're
Right.
not they're not depressed. I'm telling you that right now. They're happy. And when you sweat daily, when you see your body getting stronger, when you have confidence, wow, I'm in this club right now, or in this bar, or in this activity, and I know I could take this guy, especially if he doesn't know jujitsu, because I just faced a guy who does know jujitsu, his exact size. If I get the match to the ground, it's over. That's confidence. That's like, man,
Amazing.
like building your body and your brain up. And people, I mean, I don't see any depressed people at the gym.